Oh, Dad, oh, Dad, oh, Dad, won't you spare me over another?
Hello, everybody. It is I, Joshua, Mystic, or whatever, Callie, Calico, and Crystal. We are Upstate Paranormal and Beyond. Well, as you would probably say, the heart and soul of the team, the main members, or as we like to call us, the council. My role is lead, and I usually use the EVPs and stuff, talk to the spirits, and connect a lot of the things that goes on. And pass to you.
That's a lot of stuff. I am co-lead. I slipped a little. I'm co-lead. We're a mixture of a lot of things. We've changed some things.
You do the media.
Media, stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm Chris. I mainly handle locations and research.
Which is
What I'm currently doing. So I'm just going to be in the background over here just jotting down my notes like a nerd.
She will definitely enlighten us on some of her stories and things and join into the conversation as well. But we are happy to say that this is kicking off our first Paranormal TV episode with Upstate Paranormal and Beyond. We're so happy to be doing this, sharing our stories and stuff with everyone out there of the things that we've encountered. There's tons of stuff that we've encountered. There's tons of different things. The team used to be Upstate Paranormal Hunters. It's now evolved into something much, much greater and much bigger and better. And our team that we have is an amazing team. We have all kinds of tech people. We have all kinds of other really, really nice members that at some point in time will join us here on the Paranormal TV. But for now, you stuck with us three. So for kickoff starters, like I said, we've kind of experienced and covered tons of the area here local in Spartanburg. We've traveled up to Greenville and stuff, and for those of you guys who are not familiar, we are local here in South Carolina, Spartanburg area. We usually travel from Spartanburg, Greenville, kind of, sort of. But for starters, I figured why not make this first episode a little bit about our most encounters, Greenlawn.
Greenlawn.
Fun.
Greenlawn, for those of you guys who doesn't know the area or location, it is in Hillcrest, which is not too far from where we stay. And we have had over...
We've had an experience we've had experiences before we even got through the gate.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had an experience at the building that is at the front of the cemetery that isn't even part of it.
Exactly. The overall turn of events that takes place when it comes down to Greenlawn is, like, with the team that I used to have, even, we would encounter stuff there almost very frequently.
Daily.
I mean, there is tons of things we've seen there, which we will cover over various amounts of videos. We'll talk one specific thing today, and then the next ones that you guys can look forward to, we'll cover different stuff in different areas. It'll be kind of like a part one, part two kind of deal with Greenlawn, since we have so many stories.
We have a lot.
There is a lot.
And a lot of personal encounters separately, along with as a team.
There's stuff that's happened at our homes. There's stuff that's happened out and about places. There's things that has followed us from certain locations to our homes and even to other locations in the areas around us. But more specifically, I suppose the most recent and most interesting thing to me is our encounter with what we call the White Lady, or the Lady in White.
Crazy. One.
Mostly.
Two.
This one here. For some reason, this Lady in White loves Callie.
I don't love her.
Of course not. I would hope not.
I don't.
She definitely doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't like me.
She, Crystal has actually been choked by this lady in white. There's no name for her. We have no name. We just call her Lady in White.
Every time we've asked for her name, we get
We
4 or 5 different names
Yeah.
because we use
We have all kinds of stuff that we use.
the EVP and certain devices that we use
Mm-hmm.
that give us that will tell us names and just try to communicate with them, and we get all kinds of different names every time that we try to ask her, so we haven't
Yep.
gotten the same name twice.
Yep.
I think she likes it that way.
So she's
Pretty
just
much,
playing with
pretty
us
much.
at this
She's-
point,
It's
but we'll get it.
it's
Oh,
came
we'll
down.
get it.
It's came down to it with this lady in white that it's to the point to where she's not like, okay, let me kind of just mess with one specific person. It's actually evolved to now where she's messing with every single solitary member of the team.
Yeah, and usually I'd be the only one to see her, and now almost everyone sees her.
There's a lot more encounters there with this lady in white now than there ever was in the beginning.
The last time we went out, it was me and Josh on one. It was not that far from where we usually see her, about a few yards out, really.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was her and a previous member.
Yep.
They were down at a mausoleum, and we were at a well, which is a few yards out. Nobody likes the well. The well's bad.
Well, it's bad news.
And she was getting encounters, and we were seeing her and pop up in different parts of the cemetery, which could be yards and like half a mile across the cemetery, and we could see her like she was right in front of us. And at the same time, she would be hearing voices and be seeing things. And
She likes
it's
to
just
sing.
she sings, and it's creepy.
It's really creepy.
But like she was trying to get us away from her further, trying to get us to go to a different part of the cemetery.
Pretty much.
Just to get away from her.
Like, see, one of the encounters that we did was actually your first.
It was my initiation hunt.
It was your initiation
She never
hunt.
shut up until somebody came along.
And yeah, see, that's the thing. It was really strange, and it's
Yeah.
actually very interesting for this specific episode. The first episode kicking off Paranormal TV here is the most interesting thing is this lady in white didn't actually appear to the team at all until Crystal come along, which is very strange to us. There's a lot of things that we still haven't connected. We don't know what she wants. We don't know why she's here, why she's bothering us or anything. There's a lot of research that has went into this lady in white. And there's also a lady in red, supposedly, which we'll get into in another video. But we have no clue why she's there, why she's talking to, why she came along when she first entered the team, and why she, for the very first time, was going towards Callie, and only Callie could see her, and there was more encounters and stuff with her versus the entire team, or just us two.
I think it's because I have a certain connection with Josh, but I have a different spiritual connection with Callie that I think that she poses as a threat, because if she just started pairing herself to the team when I came, she obviously either came with me or for me, but since I protect Callie mainly, she's going after Callie.
Yeah, I think when she showed up, she was like, oh, okay, well now she's here. I want her, but she's a threat to me, so...
With that kind of being set in motion, why don't you remind us and tell everybody that's watching what the first encounter actually was like? You could tell it from your point, and then we can tell it from ours. Cause
that was when we went running across the cemetery, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
That was when, from mine and her point, we could basically... At that day, it was your initiation. We'd stopped off at the well. And I think you said that you felt drawn to a certain area over there.
Yeah, it's right next to the well.
And then right after that, Haley had brought up, which is an ex-member, that she saw something in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked kind of pixelated or kind of blurred, like it was bouncing backwards and forward.
Glitchy
Almost glitchy. And I didn't see it too much at first, and then I saw it. Callie was brought to the attention of it, and then she saw it. I don't remember. Did you see it?
Crazy thing is, if it started when I came around, I have not seen her actually until the very, very last hunt we were on, which was a few weeks ago. I had not seen her, and we had been to Greenlawn 4 or 5 times since then. Not even on a hunt. We just did a ride through, and we were getting stuff hitting from sitting in the car. I had never seen her. Callie said she had seen her following the car and everything. I had not seen her until the last hunt that we did at Greenlawn, which is insane to me.
Yeah. Basically, there's a statue that was halfway across the cemetery from where we were. We were located towards sort of kind of the back of the cemetery. And I think when we was halfway across the cemetery, I think that was the second time.
Yeah.
We've done that
First time
We've done that about 3 times.
Between the things.
The first time we was over there, and then we decided to go and check out and see what Haley was seeing. And we went over there, and we didn't see anything. But that statue that was there, me and you was kind of like, maybe we should check it out. Because after that, we went back over to the well, and then you said something was drawing you over to that statue.
Yeah, and that's when we got all that crazy readings.
Yeah,
telling us to leave.
We then went over to the statue again. Me and her got out, left her and the ex-member Haley in the car. We stepped over to the statue and was doing all kinds of stuff over there, getting all kinds of readings and stuff going across our EVPs and all. And then we come back to the car. And she poses that she's seen this thing or woman or whatever, and she was scratched. And there's photos and stuff over on our on the page and stuff that you guys can actually check out.
There's still more that needs to be uploaded.
Yes, there is tons of photos that's coming, so you guys can look forward to very soon. But she was scratched. Lots of her, Callie, for some reason, she's the scratchy. Or whatever you want to call her. She's the one that likes to she gets scratched.
I don't like it.
She don't like it, and then coming from your side of the story, basically sitting there in the car and I guess enlighten them on what you saw and the way it really took place.
Yeah, my perspective is, like he said, they went to the statue and it was just me and her in the car. Nothing was said between me and the ex-member. We just sat there. Nothing was said, and when I was sitting there, I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and there's a tree that is well known for something that we'll talk about later on.
And a whole nother episode.
Yeah, whole other episode.
But basically the statue is right, the car is right in between the statue and the tree, and so something catches my eye over by the tree. I look, I don't see anything. I'm like, okay, and so I'm I'm staring out the window to the right where they're at, looking at them, and I can't move. I'm basically frozen, and I start hearing, like, it's like how the heels make when someone's like walking on concrete or something. I start hearing that, and I'm like, well, I wonder what that is. So I tried to go turn, and I'm like, I'm frozen. I can't move. What do I do? And I was like, maybe I should yell for them, or what should I do? And I literally could not do anything. I could not move. The only thing I could do was sit there, stare at them, which of course they moved, so I was just staring at an open space. I was like, geez, thanks. And I was just sitting there. I wasn't really scared or anything. It just kind of adrenaline and stuff. And so eventually they stopped, but they keep getting closer. And eventually they stopped, and I can see enough out of my peripheral to see 2 hands go over the door, because the windows were rolled down, or at least the 2 front ones, I think, to go over the car where the window is and just stay there. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And so then I can hear almost like someone crouching down almost to look inside the window, and I'm like, and then I start hear this very, very quiet little singing, almost like she's whispering. And it's this one song that she cannot stop singing. And it's Rockabye Baby. And it's creepy.
And it's worth noting that I'm not sure if I brought it up while me and you were out separated. Around the time that she was saying that this was going down, I did have a really intense feeling of somebody needed help. But we were also in the middle of our own.
Yeah.
We were also getting torn up by whatever we were dealing with.
Yeah.
We had reading levels off the charts.
That night was pretty hellish.
Mm-hmm.
like I said, we've looked into this lady in white. We don't really know, there again, why she's here, why she's bothering us, why she showed up with her, or anything. We have theories of things that maybe it's a possibility that she's coming to us for help, but she doesn't know the proper way to do it.
So she's doing it the only way she can get our attention, which is to do something bad.
Some of the research that we've looked into about the lady in white is something pertaining to, I don't remember exactly word for word.
I think it was like a loss of a child.
A loss of a child or something like that. So we were thinking maybe it thinks that Callie is her daughter or something like that. There's tons of possibilities and tons of things that we've looked at and tried figuring out what she really is or anything. And then again, future episode, the elder demon that we've encountered is basically like a trickster, which all of that will be discussed later. But we were also thinking it's a possibility, because this thing can show itself as something completely different, that it's a possibility it could be that. There's tons of possibilities of what she is, where she comes from, and stuff like that. But at the moment, we currently don't have anything to really go on. And when we try and talk to her, she only goes for her.
And
and
it's like she doesn't know how to communicate, so
Yeah.
it's always
scratching
grass
or humming or
and like very rude and crude and
pretty much
like very uneasy is the
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah.
you would call it mainly.
Yeah. So we're planning to look further into this and try and figure out exactly what may come of it. And we will definitely keep you guys up to date on that and let you know. Just keep a track on our page. Coming sort of to a close here about the stuff that we've talked about. Actually, before I do that, how has being a part of Upstate Paranormal and Beyond changed your view or perspective on the paranormal stuff versus what you used to see, encounter, know, and all that kind of stuff?
When I was younger, I did see and encounter a lot of things, but I didn't, like I said, I was young, so I didn't know exactly what to make of it. I was like, okay, maybe I'm just seeing things. Maybe it's just something in my head or making it up, because I'm a child and like imagination runs wild with children.
We're all children.
When I got older, I started to notice more and more things that I could see and what I could feel, but I just kind of let it ride because I didn't have any way of trying to figure it out. When I started this team, I made it very clear to Josh and Callie that I had encounters before, but I didn't know how to read them or how to go upon acting on what I have seen. Mm-hmm. And since joining the team, I have come to a better appreciation for the paranormal and things around it. When I was younger, I was terrified of what could happen or what they could do. But since then, I've come to appreciate and know that there's a purpose behind any spirit or any apparition or any orb or anything that is seen, whether it's intended to do harm or it needs help. They just don't always know how to do it, because depend upon when this spirit or whatever had passed or how it did so affects how they are in the afterlife, or if they're stuck here, whether or not they have unfinished business and can cross over. So it's just given me we kind of say life altering.
Yeah.
When it comes to that part, appreciation.
You also kind of you earn like a whole different set of respect for the paranormal too, because people doesn't realize that even though you're dead and it's just ghosts or spirits or whatever, you still have to respect them.
Or it could turn out really bad.
Pretty much. People doesn't realize that. They don't never really give it thought that, well, even though they're dead, they still need to respect. You still need to approach the situation of maybe talking to a spirit or whatever. You still need to approach it a very specific way. You can't just go in, get the hell out of my house, or you can't just burst in there like that. You have to handle it a very, very careful, unique way, or else things are going to go very bad for you.
I mean, and my question to pose to you guys is, from my first night at my initiation hunt to how I am now and where I am now, how do you guys think that I've changed?
Oh,
A lot. And I can tell just by sitting back watching that this has opened up like a third eye almost for you. And seeing all the paranormal stuff and all in a different light, which is a good thing, because when you actually delve into it, you see and learn a lot more. And for those of you guys out there who may be interested in doing this yourselves or whatever, I highly recommend it because it's fun as hell. I mean, you can ask these two.
Oh yeah.
Just be safe.
Be very safe.
Very
Yes.
safe.
When we do these things, we approach it as a team, but not only as a team, as a family. And we do these things together. We never do these things individual, and we always make sure that we're covering ourselves for safety purposes as we're doing this. But
That's not saying go venturing off into some random graveyard
yeah,
to try to connect with spirits. You need to make sure that you do this on the right channels and the right pathways. If you need permission, have permission. Have somebody with you. Do it safely. If you're in an area that you're not comfortable with, bring something, not saying technically a weapon, but bring something that will make you feel safe. Or always have your phone. Make sure it's charged. Have your flashlights. Any equipment that you feel like you need. But always do it safely. Don't do it illegally because that will get yourself in more trouble. Just trying to do something that could already get yourself in trouble.
Heck, if there's paranormal teams in your area,
like us,
contact them and even ask if you're very interested in this stuff. Contact the team and say, hey, this stuff really, really intrigues me. Can I join you guys or something?
We do open hunts like once every month, and if you want to join the team, we'll do just like we did me, initiation hunt, or the open hunt will be your initiation. And how you handle that. If we feel like you want to be a part of the team and that's the route that we want to go with it, you're more than welcome to join if you're in this area. That's what it is. Contact if you know of a local paranormal group or anything like that, contact them and first ask them like the basics of what you would need to do. Like if you have stuff going on, invite them to wherever you are to see if they can get something out of the area, and you go with them if you really want to learn about it. And if it comes down to it and like you get to join or they do multiple hunts in that area, then you're already equipped with what you need and the knowledge that you can either join theirs or be able to do it safely on your own. But I would not recommend doing it ever on your own.
No.
Have someone with you constantly. If it's one person, if it's two people, someone that you trust and that you know can take care of any situation you can throw at them, whether it be safety-wise or spiritual-wise. Always have someone as a backup plan to get out of there safely and be able to do anything that you need to safely without repercussions.
And make sure whoever you are with is not an asshole. Meaning that they won't hide and scare you just for fun. Or you also want to make sure that when you go do these things that you don't have someone there that will say, hey, I see something, and them not really see it.
Someone you can trust.
Someone that's very trustworthy. With this kind of stuff, you have to have somebody that is extremely trustworthy.
And if you don't see anything, you don't see anything. We go on hunts all the time, and we see nothing. Just our last hunt, we went to 4 or 5 different sites before returning to Greenlawn, and we got nothing.
You have your good days, and you have your bad days. Well, you have your good nights, and then you have your bad nights. And don't think that you can't come across something during the daytime, because it is possible. You can. Things have been spotted many a times that I've seen over the course of us doing this. There's things that's been spotted not only by us, but by other teams that we've seen during the daytime. So these things can take place during the day, not only nighttime. But if you want to do it, do it right.
And don't do it just for attention. Don't try to make stuff up, because that makes people that actually do this to learn and be more in tune with what's around them, makes it seem like everything out there is fake, when some of us pretty well know that it's not. But it makes everybody else look bad. And
there again, another thing that I wanted to bring up that's actually occurred in an old team with a team member. They would always get upset, so upset, because when we would go out, I can see spirits and I can hear them, and you guys can. You guys can too. Not everybody can see spirits or hear them. Some people can see them, some people can't.
And that also goes along with whether or not they want you to see them or want you to hear them.
Exactly. So, I mean, don't really get upset if you can't see anything. There still could be something there. You just can't see it. Mm-hmm. So, that's our advice to you guys. Make sure that you do it safely if you're interested in doing it. But it's a very fun thing to do. Always make sure to do it safe. To end out, I wanted to let you guys know that the reason that I got into this was mainly to prove the paranormal and to prove that these things are real and that things are actually out there that's non-explainable. And my encounter, the first encounter that I ever had that interested me the most, which already as it is, me and my mom watch the Ghost Adventures and stuff like that all the time.
That's actually what got me started with it, is I found that show and it just piqued my interest based off of things I had already seen.
And here local, over in Cedar Springs, there is a house known as the Foster's Tavern. And my mom would tell me tons of times after passing that place that you could see, because there's a half window up on the side of the house, and she would tell me constantly, you can see things, or a woman with a shroud over her face standing in the window looking out onto the town or whatever. And I never believed her. I knew the TV shows and stuff. I believed ghosts and stuff, but I didn't think that I was going to be one that was able to see these things. And one day, we pull up at the red light, stops us. We're sitting there, and I just casually glance over, and sure enough, I see the woman in the shroud standing there looking down directly at me. And I spin back around and freeze. And I describe what I see to my mom, and she says, that's her. And I said, well, good to know. I can see ghosts.
It's kind of the same with me.
So, these things, we're experienced. These things, this is another reason, this is why we get into this. Because it's not only, we're not wanting to make money out of this. We're doing this more for fun because it's very, very interesting and fun to explore the unknown, things that we don't know or understand or can't explain. It's just really unique to kind of delve into that alternate dimension or whatever you want to call it, where these spirits roam and take place, and just look into stuff. And it's even more interesting when you have more history revolving around it. Like for future video, there's a location we found that's a cemetery that's connected to a very famous poet. And so things like that are really interesting, especially if it's a possibility that you can encounter these famous people that used to actually be alive.
And I'm pretty sure in some of these videos we're all going to end up telling our stories of how we first started, what got us first caught on it. But unfortunately we don't have all that time in the world to do all these videos.
Kind of covered a little bit of yours.
Yeah.
But we'll go through, and we'll definitely, because like I said, with the Paranormal TV, we're going to sit down with various members of the team, and like Crystal was able to join us for today's first episode, featuring the White Lady, or whatever you want to call her. And sometimes it'll be just me and Callie, sometimes it'll be a third member, sometimes we'll have the whole team. Who knows? But you guys will have to definitely like our page if you haven't already, and go find us on YouTube, same name, and just keep track on us, and we'll upload every other Saturday. So that would mean our next Paranormal TV episode, which will be episode 2, will be the 15th. So you guys can look forward to that. With that being said, I think the next topic we might cover some stuff that we've another location. I don't want to do the Greenlawns back to back, so I think we'll try and see what we can't cover on a different location. So if you guys are interested, make sure and tune in to episode 2. And
feel free if you have any questions or any personal experiences.
Yeah.
Shoot a message to the page, and one of us will get back to you and tell us information that we know if we've had an experience similar or at the place that you've had your experience, whether it be your home, Greenlawn, or anywhere else. Just shoot us a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can.
And if you guys are local in the area and have something going on strange in your home or location, or happen to know another location that we could check out, maybe we could invite you out to come with us to that specific location. Or if it's at your home, feel free to contact us. We'll come to your house and we'll set up our equipment and stuff, and we'll see what we can't come across there in your own home, and we'll let you be a full part of that actual hunt. And you can see and learn and witness all kinds of cool stuff, and we can see what we can't contact, because I've actually done a home hunt, and that will be for another video also. But I've actually done a home hunt before, and it was pretty interesting. Very, very interesting with their old team. But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that we could offer for anybody that's interested in this. So
and we don't just do specifically ghosts. If you see something else that you think might be paranormal, or whether it not be, just shoot us a message.
Bigfoot, I mean, aliens, it doesn't matter.
Whatever shoots your fancy. If you think that it's out of the ordinary and you want us to check it out, or you want to be with us to check it out, shoot us on a message and we will take care of that for you. Shoot us a message, yes, definitely. Shoot us a message here on the Upstate Paranormal and Beyond page. Follow us on Instagram also, if you guys have not already. Upstate Paranormal and Beyond, once again, on there, and on YouTube. So go and follow us on all social medias. We'll have our website and stuff up very soon, so you guys can check that out as well. We're in the process of working on that. There's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of future hunts and things. Like she said, she was looking up stuff as we were getting into the video. Currently, I'm looking up stuff about a banshee, so let's go with that. But even if so, if you catch us on our Instagram, eventually we will link our own personal Instagrams to it. So if you can't get a hold of us at the paranormal Instagram page, then just shoot us individually a message, and we will definitely get to that as soon as possible. So just, if you want to get in contact with any of us at any point in time, shoot us a message here, or if we put in our personals, just shoot us a message there, and we will get back to you as soon as possible and help with whatever we feel like you needed help with.
That is very true. But with that being said, I think that's about a good wrap up for this. Upstate Paranormal and Beyond's Paranormal TV episode 1, titled, I suppose it would be
The Lady in White.
The Lady in White, I guess. We'll go with that.
Just remember, stay safe, never do it on your own.
Exactly. Stay safe always. And we'll eventually come up with some kind of outro or whatever, I suppose you can say for this. Thank you for being on the first episode.
Of course.
It's actually a really good way to kick things off with Paranormal TV. The council.
The most active place that we got.
Yeah. The most active place we got. And
we have endless stories, so just...
we, like, a list, a full page of stories.
There's more than a page.
Well, probably,
almost every spirit we've encountered so far has been a
Greenlawn, yeah. So you guys are going to have to tune in. This will be part 1 for Greenlawn. You guys will have to tune into the other ones.
And if you're lucky, we might actually get to go to Hell's Gates.
Yeah.
And try to see that for ourselves. So.
Yep. So, another thing that's really interesting. Because I just figured, why not? It would be a really cool thing to do. We could actually discuss this and announce it if we decide so. You guys get to see a little mini council meeting. Sneak peek mini council meeting.
In theaters near you.
If there's ghosts,
I was thinking it would be actually pretty cool if sometimes, if any of you guys out there in Facebook land, I suppose we'll say.
Facebook land and the YouTube land and the social media land.
We can maybe get you guys featured here on Paranormal TV.
Exactly.
So,
tell us your findings, your personal experience, and all of ours together as a team. Because it doesn't matter whether or not you're actually part of the team. If you come to that hunt, you will be a part of the team for that night.
Yep. So you could be featured in one of these videos. With that being said, that is it from us, the leader of Upstate Paranormal and Beyond. I'm going to get close to the camera so I can cut it. Just everybody get close. Upstate Paranormal and Beyond. Later, guys.
Bye. Bye.